Welcome to Action Coaching. We're delighted to have you with us on today because God has great things in store for you. Remember, it is the purpose of Action Coaching is to coach out of you your God-given potential. Everyone needs a coach in life. Everyone needs someone to help them see what God has called them to do. And so that's the purpose of Action Coaching. Now I want you to hit share, and let others know about Action Coaching so that they can take a part in these exciting coaching sessions. Each and every Wednesday we come to you to talk about the things that are necessary for you to improve your life, for you to experience the great things of God and to understand that you can make it. On today on Action Coaching, I'm going to be talking about some principles of success. Now, of course, I can't talk about all of the principles, but I'm going to start out talking about some of them, and in the days and weeks to come, we'll cover other success principles so that you can know how to be successful. You need to know what it takes. You need to know what does success look like when you experience it. And so we're going to talk about being successful on today. Now, everything in life has a principle. So many times people want to kind of skip over the principles of success and just think that they're instantly going to be successful. There are times that I've talked to people, and even times in my life, where you've seen a lot of people who are frustrated because they cannot be successful at one thing or another. But when you look deep into it, they want to skip over all of the things that are necessary to be successful and just run straight to success. You know, in life, a lot of times, people are like, I'll give you this example. When you go to a track meet, they have a race which they call the 100-yard dash. Now in the 100-yard dash, it is the first person that can run the 100 yards the fastest. But I think a lot of times for people who want to be successful, they don't want to run the 100 yards. They just want to be at the end of the race and start there. But it does not work that way. There are things that you have to do to prepare to run the 100-yard dash so that you can achieve your best results. Now, let's talk about success. How does success start? What are the principles of success? What can you do to start your journey to being successful? Now, success, first of all, starts in the mind. Yes, your mind has to be the starting point, because a lot of times people don't want to learn the things and practice the things. Your mind helps you to have the focus so that you don't get off course. The Bible talks about in the book of Joshua, and I'm not going through that whole text, but in the first chapter, God tells Joshua that he has to meditate in the word day and night. And he says to Joshua, he will make his way prosperous and have good success. Now let's deal with the word meditation. In the Hebrew, that word meditation is the same thing that sometimes happens with a cow. Now, normally when cows eat, they'll eat all of the food and they will swallow the food. And then they'll go somewhere and they will lay down. and they will regurgitate all of the food, and then they'll take that time to chew on it and enjoy it. What does that mean to you and I? We have to hear things. We have to put things in our mind. We don't get it all of the time when it comes to our mind, but we have to put it in our mind so that when we are tested, we then can have the necessary food in our mind so that we can begin to bring it back up and think about the things we have been taught. The most powerful thing that a human being has is his mind. The scripture lets us know, so as a man thinketh, so is he. But if you don't know what to think, then you're not going to be anything. So the mind is called the training of the mind. When I first started the ministry, and at that particular time, it was just a dream. Didn't exactly know how the dream was going to come to pass. But before I start chasing the dream, I had to get my mind right. And in getting my mind right, I understood that this couldn't just be something I want at the moment. It had to be an act of my mind. So when I began to meditate on what God had told me, and I had to do it, I had to learn, I had to get my mind equipped before I ran. A lot of people don't want their mind equipped. They just want to take off running. But whatever your craft is, there's a time where you have to get the mind prepared. In the world, they have where there are different schools that you can go to, get different educations. Whatever your gift and your drive is, are you preparing yourself mentally first to withstand the things that you need to withstand? But it first got to start in your mind. Preparing the mind is an awesome process, and it is a difficult process. How many times have we been in the classroom? Now, don't necessarily mean school. School is one part of it, but there's a classroom of life. There are things you got to go through to learn. There are things you got to mentally prepare to withstand in order to be successful. And so I had to surround myself with enough learning to prepare to carry out the vision that God had gave me. I had to learn about what he wanted me to do so that I would be prepared. Obvious, if I was going to be a minister, I'd take time to learn the scripture, to learn the word of God, to learn the necessary things in order to carry out the dream. Now, I know we're living in this microwave society. People want it right away. But unfortunately, it does not happen right away. It is a process, and it starts with the mental process first. First of all, if you're coaching anyone mentally, you have to prepare them. You have to prepare them mentally because they got to understand that day in and day out, there's going to be the same routine. But it's got to be a mind thing. It cannot be a body thing, because if it is a body thing or a feeling thing, as I like to say it, you'll do it for a moment, and then when it gets hard, you will quit. How many know what I'm talking about? When you have a feeling for it, you'll do it as long as the feeling is in you. But however, when the feeling leaves, you say, oh, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. But you have to have some mental strength. Now I'm going to be back to talk to you some more about strengthening the mind. Strengthening your mind for success. And it's going to be a blessing to you.
Hello, my name is Naja Ross, and I'm here with an all-new Action Health update. As many of you know, we currently are still battling COVID-19 and must continue to practice safety measures that we know can protect us from the virus. At the moment, there are currently 8.5 million cases in the United States, and we're nearing almost 225,000 deaths. Unfortunately, these numbers are continuing to rise, including in the state of Georgia, where we have reached almost 350,000 cases and are nearing 8,000 deaths. Let's continue to do our part and ensure that we are protecting not only ourselves, but our loved ones from this virus. Please continue to social distance and wear your mask in public. The CDC has introduced new guidelines where 6 feet may not be enough to protect you from an infected individual. So they are introducing 8 feet between you and other individuals in public places. Please continue to stay vigilant, stay informed, and keep yourself updated on whatever information the CDC or other reputable sources may put out. Remember, we can get past this. We can fight this. Stay strong and stay healthy.
Welcome back. I left off talking about the mind. It is important that we understand how powerful and how successful you can be if your mind is properly trained. That's the one thing people, or a lot of people, and I myself have experienced in time, we didn't want to take time to learn. When my kids were small, and I remember when I first bought them some bicycles. And so I thought when I bought them the bicycles, they were so excited about the bicycles, so I wanted to take some time to train them how to ride the bicycles. But they were like, we ain't got no time for that. We just want to get on the bike and ride. You know, they'd seen someone else ride and they just want to get on the bike and ride. And I'm not going to say which one of them, but they jumped on the bike and began to ride, and they were not ready to ride, and right away they failed riding the bike. Now, what happened? They didn't take time to learn how to ride the bike. So after they had fallen and understood that sometimes when you fall in life, your experience will help you kind of backtrack and say, I need to learn what to do right because I do not want to fall again. So after they'd fallen, we came back, got the bike, showed them different things they can do. And once they learned how to do those different things, off they went. You know how it is, time you bought things from the store and you were in such a hurry to have it, whether it was a TV or a computer or whatever, and you were just in a rush to get it going that you didn't take time to read the instructions, and it took you all night to do something that if you'd read the instructions, you would have got it right away. So it is with success. You can go the hard way. You can think you know everything, but eventually you're going to come back and train the mind so that your mind will be equipped to take you through the necessary things that are going to happen as a result of you striving to be successful. The mind is the undiscovered country. I don't know exactly how much of the mind that people use, but I can tell you this, it's not as much as we should. The mind is kind of a place that we don't explore enough. We just learn one particular thing, and that's it. When the mind is capable of so much more. You wonder sometimes how people can achieve great things, and they can do it really, really well. But when you look at them closely, you'll find that the desire starts in the mind. Take an athlete. If he wants to get stronger, if he wants to be better, he's got to learn different things that he needs to do to be stronger. But even in learning them, he has to have in his mind that he's going to do what is necessary to become stronger and become the person that in his mind he can see that he can be. I thought about when God spoke to me, although Word in Action is the name of our church, but for me, Word in Action is a lifestyle. So I had to figure out and learn how to surround myself or put myself in position and in different things that would do one thing: strengthen my resolve that I had to be the Word in action. No matter whether it was good, whether it was bad, whether it was a tremendous thing and everybody was patting me on the back, the bottom line is I didn't want any external things to keep me going. I wanted mentally to know that whatever I came into, I was going to practice what was in my mind, and that was the Word in action. So if you want to be successful, you got to first start with your mind, because your mind will keep you regardless of the things that you're going to run into. And oh yes, success is not easy. It's achievable, but I'm here to let you know it is not easy. You're going to face some resistance. You're going to face some difficult time. But once you made up in your mind that I'm going to keep going because I know I'm prepared to keep going, you will have the ultimate success. Isn't that a blessing? That you can be successful, but it's got to start in your mind. Historically, in our culture, you find out that people always strive to keep information from people. Because if you don't know, you can't act upon it. And they will strive to make sure that mentally you're not prepared to do what you need to do, because they know if your mind is right, success is achievable. If you don't know about money, you can never make money. If you don't know about opportunity, you can never experience the opportunities. If you don't know about whatever craft you decide to go into, you can never achieve that goal. But once you have the knowledge in your mind and your mind is prepared, then nobody can stop you from achieving the things that you desire to have. It's a mental fight. It's something that we have to prepare for, and we have to be mentally strong to watch great things happen in our life. It all starts up here. It don't start out there first. It starts up here. And a lot of times we think that it starts out there. If I can just get out there. No, you got to be mentally prepared to get out there. Because if you get out there and you're not mentally prepared, then you will never make it. The mind is a tremendous force. It is a tremendous gift that God gave all of us. And once we train it and have the necessary information, there is no limit on our potential. Think about it. When your mind is strengthened, you do better. You're stronger. You realize your potential because in your mind, you know you can make it. We're not people that live from the outside in. We live from the inside out. Now, there are people that live from the outside in, but they'll never achieve anything that way. You got to live from the inside out. One quote tells us that we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience. We're not earthly beings having a spiritual experience, but we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience, meaning that it starts on the inside first. Let me give you this example before we wrap this particular principle up on today. Whenever you've seen a person or a baby born into this world, if you had the chance to witness or had the chance to see the story, when my kids were born, well, I have to say this about my youngest son. When he was born, after the doctor took him out of his mother, he was just laying there. He wasn't even moving. It was if he didn't have any life. We were wondering, when was he going to start doing the normal things that a baby do? You know, they start crying, they'll start moving, they'll let you know that they're alive. And we were sitting there looking, and all of a sudden it's as if, I like to call it, the spark of life kicked in. And when the spark of light kicked in, his eyes opened. He began to look around like he didn't know where he was. He began to cry and experience all of the things that normally come along with birth. I said that example to say, when the spark of your mind is right and it kicks into your body, oh yes, your body can do some awesome things. We like to call it, when we see people do awesome things, oh, that's extraordinary. Or that's just, nobody can do that. No, you may not can do it, but I cannot do it. But the person in their mind that believes they can do it, they achieve it every single time. So if you want to be successful, got to start with the mind. I'll be right back to close out Action Coaching.
Tap somebody and say, I'm made for miracles. Now, you know why God allowed things to happen to you? He want to teach you that there are about 5 people got it. He want to teach you that there are. So whatever the devil knock you back with, God said, now's the time to show him that he can't keep me there. Y'all ain't talking. Now is the time to let the devil know, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Because the devil feel like he can attack your body. He can attack your spirit. But if your spirit is not tied into your body, you can be just like Job. Though he slay me, yet shall I trust him. In all my appointed time, I'm going to wait till my change comes. But he wasn't looking at the outside. He was looking at the inside.
Welcome back. Now, I want to encourage you to support Action Coaching on today. We would like to expand Action Coaching. We would like to reach more people. Obviously, we would like to buy more equipment so we can do bigger and better things. We need you to help us here on Action Coaching. Now, there's a link in my bio that will show you a host of ways that you can give to Action Coaching to help this coaching ministry continue to go around the world. I believe this, that if anything is blessing you, you should want to give to it because it's blessing you. And also to help us bless others to be coached up to understand the principles they too have to go through. So we want to hear from you today. We want you to make a financial contribution for the support of Action Coaching so that they can continue coming not only in your life, but in the lives of so many others. So we want to hear from you here at Action Coaching. Once again, it's not all of the time what you receive that's a part of it, but it's also a part of what you are willing to give. And when you're willing to give, I stand here to tell you that once you experience giving, you will always experience receiving. So we would love to hear from you here at Action Coaching. You're letting us know that you support what we are doing. Now I got to go, but I want you to hit me up on social media and let me know the changes or the things you're doing to train your mind so that you'll be prepared to march off into success, because the mind is the most powerful thing that you have. Yes, it's right inside of you. Once you train your mind, yes, you can achieve the great things that God has desired for you to have. Well, the Lord bless you. Certainly enjoyed talking to you as I do each and every week. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.